Hey, welcome back to another video. We're looking at the P47D-22RE today. This plane is a lot of fun. We've got 8 12.7mm M2 Browning machine guns on this thing with 3,400 rounds. I've not really exhausted that round amount in many games so far. And it wasn't actually until very recently, since I actually maxed out this plane. I think it's maxed out. Yeah. Since I maxed out this plane, that it's actually really grown on me. When I first flew this plane, it really felt like muted. It felt like a really muted plane. It was extremely difficult to fly for me, which is a shame because I've really enjoyed the P40s. These planes are incredible. Absolutely love them. P51C, I also really like that plane. And then we got to this plane. I was just really struggling with it, and then I kind of changed the way that I flew it a little bit, made it a lot more of a boom and zoom, tried to avoid as many turn fights as possible, and that completely changed the game for me. Stop flying it like a P40, start flying it like a P47, and yeah, now I like this plane. Those cannons as well, those machine guns, they rip. We'll jump into a game. If you do like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Like the bell to stay up to date for whenever I release a new video. But yeah, let's jump into it. Okay, so to start off this game, we practically climbed. We climbed for as long as we could to get as high as we could until we met the enemies. Generally speaking, I will climb straight on in most battles. Sometimes I will side climb if the runways and everything are set up in a particular way. But the idea of this plane, like many boom and zoomers, is to get as high as you can. And eventually I realized that our team are pretty much picking off most of the players in this lobby. And it's a pretty small lobby, to be fair. So I decide to, I guess, track this small dot on the horizon, who ends up being a P108B bomber, and he has a gunner. Now I thought I was coming in pretty incognitus, as it were.
Attack the enemy.
Yeah, he spots me and he starts firing. Fortunately, I can, I've got enough speed to be able to twist. This isn't the most maneuverable plane, but it allows me to kind of avoid some of his shots. He looks like he overheats the gunner. And again, the 8 machine guns on this plane absolutely decimate when you hit right. I aimed for the wing because I know on bombers, the best thing to do is aim for either engine number 2 or 3, just to kind of break that wing off. And as you can see here, I've done the damage, but he's ruined me pretty bad. So I pull off just to create some distance, see something fall off him. So I decide just to track him from a distance, just to see if I'm going to need to follow up. But yeah, kind of long story short, there you go. He's down. I pull away. It's time for me to head back to base to kind of repair and reload. But by the time I get back, it's actually game over. So yeah, that was a pretty easy kill on a bomber. It's a pretty good bomber hunter as a plane. So next up, we have a nice little encounter with a BF-109. I'd followed this guy all the way down from up top. We were both at around about 4K when we started. And I'd basically just been behind him the entire way. I thought he would actually be too fast for me, but I stuck on him pretty well. And I think he actually bled quite a lot of his speed here. So I just ended up sitting in behind him. As you can see, we got a crit there. And then eventually, he just falls quite nicely with no momentum and just aircraft destroyed. And I can pull away and fly off into that gorgeous, gorgeous sunset. But I mean, he gave me a good run. Props to that guy for how he flew. But yeah, I guess I just had him. I was behind him 100% of the time there, and he was not getting away from those 8 machine guns. Fast forward a bit in the same game. I've noticed that there's this BF-109 who just, seems to be chasing a couple of teammates there, and I think, that's it. We've got to go and sort this guy out. So I believe he was the last person left as well. So we chase him down. He's obviously occupied with my buddies over there, and it doesn't really see me coming, but he's decided for some reason, and this is a massive error on his part. You see me just checking around there just to make sure I'm not being followed before I make this attack. And yeah, you can see on his part, he's just made a really stupid move of climbing all the way up there. So he's just killed my my partner for the game, which isn't actually Park Tato. It's just a random. This was just a random game, and I can just see him there, he's currently climbing almost straight up, and he's just not aware of me. Like, this is a really stupid move on his part. He's put himself in a position where he's got no energy whatsoever. So it's pretty simple for me just to kind of swoop in, pick him up whilst he's doing roughly like 150, 200 miles an hour, if that. And yeah, I just kind of like go past him. I got a little bit too much speed, which is probably my fault, bad planning. But he's really low. You know, I am the bird of the sky here. So I've got enough time to kind of circle back round, pick him back up again, pull right in behind him and light him up with cannons. Once again, you get a little hit there and boom, off he goes. So yeah, like this plane, I mean, if you get in behind like another boom and zoomer, I actually think like this plane, just like the other P40s, is probably going to win, purely because of that turn time. The flaps are pretty robust as well, so I've been cracking flaps in a lot of these, I guess, like slightly mid-energy chases. I still wouldn't call it a dogfighter, but you know, this plane is surprisingly good.